Hello everyone, I am Erika of beadingschool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly beading broadcast to make sure that every beader all around the world has company. Today we are going to bead another design from the Sweet Margareta Beading School Academy theme box. We are playing with the inspiration of Mata Hari Margareta Zelle, with her real name in January and February. And Aniko Hesz, my friend and colleague from Beading School, has created this beautiful design for you. But first of all, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me well. I see Tammy, I see Jen saying good morning everyone, hello lovely beading family. And Kim says, hello everyone, I'm going through seeds, planting instead of beads, but I am watching and listening. That is so sweet of you, dear Kim. Kim says, I just had to be here with everyone. Was looking forward to this design, such a unique stack. Lita is here. Aniko. Thank you so much, Aniko, for this beautiful design. Linda, Antoinette, Tita, Ariane. Aniko says she can hear me and see me. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Sherry, Corinne, Kata is here. Chantal, Jessica. Jessica says, hi everybody. Today I will be beading with you, Erika. This is such an interesting design, Aniko. Marta is here. Sharon. And Elena. And Sophie is here also. Sophie of Beading School. So lovely ladies, before we would start, I would like to say a huge heartfelt thank you for loving the Noman components and saying such a beautiful goodbye to an era. About 70% of the boxes that we have prepared for you, that you could grab, about 70% were gone in a matter of a few hours after No One Has to Bead, after coffee time with Erika on Tuesday, when I announced that unfortunately we are saying goodbye to the production of these beautiful German components. Thanks to the success of the Beading School Advent Adventure, we could make a significant investment and we can still keep the subscription boxes going at least probably more than for a year. And we also could bring back some extra stash from the Neumann factory when we visited them for a goodbye visit in December. By now, all the subscription boxes found beady owners already by the morning, truth to be told. It's already in the evening here in Europe. And thank you so much for loving them. Now we are opening up the category to grab all the Neumann components that we have currently in the bead shop for everyone. Those beaders who pledged and became part of the Neumann membership had 48 hours to stock up on what we have currently in the bead shop, including the old subscription boxes. A few are left. And from now on, everyone can shop what is remaining, but a lot of it was gone during the past 2 days. Thank you so much for loving quality and heritage. And now back to the design. So today we are going to bead Aniko's Geertruida. And Aniko says, Geertruida is the name of the woman Mata Hari might have been. Named after her forgotten second name, never worn, never claimed, These earrings reflect a quieter destiny, untouched by intrigue or illusion. I imagined Matahari as her life would have been, according to her original plan. Geertruida, the young kindergarten teacher, before transformation, before the myth. A jewel of innocence, honoring the path left behind. Aniko, not only the jewel itself is interesting and memorable, but the story that you wrote, it really touched me. Thank you so much. I would like to invite everyone to share the video, to share the news about beading school, about No One Has to Bead Alone. This means a tremendous help to us. Please hit the follow button, the share button. All these actions, they really make a difference when it comes to beading school and being here for you. And I would also like to invite you to become a member of the Beading School Club, show your beautiful creations, ask questions, brainstorm together. In the meantime, the PDF tutorial that helps you to follow the broadcast today, and also what you can save to your computer or print, whatever you prefer, is waiting for you. You can find it if you follow the link or the QR code that I have posted. It is noonehastobeadalone.com or beadingschool.com/noonehastobeadalone/ or simply beadingschool.com and then clicking No One Has to Bead Alone in the main menu. As always, you have two options. You can support the broadcast by clicking the pink button and checking out with the tutorial through the Bead shop. It will always be available on beadingschool.com. And for 3 days, starting an hour before the broadcast would start, you also have an option to download the tutorial as a gift from me and Beading School, clicking the yellow button. So while you are downloading the tutorial, I would like to quickly go through the material list. And I would also like to kindly ask you to, for now, sticking to questions that are related to what we are working on. At the end of the video, there will be space and time to ask any other kinds of questions. So if you have a question on your mind, then please make a note of it and let's get back to it in the end. If I will have the headspace and time to answer something in between, I will do my best, but generally, please, let's stick to beading now and then talk about other topics in the end. So everything what you need for this design comes from the Sweet Margareta beading schools. You can still grab a box or a second or a third if you would like to. Very few are left at this moment. Also, everything is available one by one in many different colors at beadingschool.com in our bead shop. If you enjoy this broadcast, then I kindly ask you to consider placing your next bead order at beadingschool.com. This is also very important for us to make sure that we can keep going. So the material list. You will need for each piece that you make, and please double the amount if you are aiming for an earring, or multiply it if you have another type of jewel on your mind. So for one motif, you need 6 pieces of 2-hole crescent beads, 8 pieces of 2-hole diamond beads, 14 pieces of 4mm fire polished beads, 6 pieces of 4mm bicones, 14 pieces of 3mm bicones, and a little bit of size 15 and size 11 Miyuki round seed beads. You can decorate the motif with any kind of pendant, charm, drop that you like. It's up to you. This is your chance to personalize it. And of course, if you are making earrings, then you will also need an ear wire, ear stud, earring hook, whatever you prefer. And also, by the way, I would like to recommend exploring the idea of creating a bracelet, maybe. I do not know how much the motif can bend, but when I look at this small section that I have made as my first earring, I have a feeling that maybe we could create even a bangle from this. Let's see. You also need 85 centimeters, about 34 inches of 0.12 millimeter for LB fire line, and a thin beading needle. I recommend tulip, of course. So lovely ladies, any questions about the material list? Please type them in if you have some. In the meantime, I will switch to my hand camera and I will show you some beautiful Noman videos in the meantime while I am playing with technology here. Thank you for your patience. Please keep the questions coming about the material list, or tell me, Erika, all is good, I'm ready to bead. That's also very important for me to know. So I am back, ladies. Please let me know if you can see the illustration, if you can see my first earring, and if you can hear me. Lita, in the meantime, says that she's going to try to make a segmented bracelet. I am very curious about that, Lita. Also, I'm curious how long of the segments you plan to make. How long segments you plan to make. I have 3 pairs of crescents in it, so I'm curious what will work for you. Ariana says, I had a bracelet in my mind. Now I see the base and I am also curious about the bendiness. And Jenny says that she can see me and hear me, Jennifer. So we are all good to go. Thank you, ladies, for letting me know. So this is how the earring looks like. I selected this triangular ear stud to go with it. And I think it is really nicely paired with the weapon that you found in the Sweet Margareta spy box. Wow, we actually delivered to you a spy toolkit this time. And I want to show you, before we would start, the back of this earring. Such a clever design from Aniko. Thank you so much. So we are going to create a right angle weave base where on the edges we have 4mm bicones, and in between everything else is 4mm fire polished beads. And then we will decorate and add on top of it. So, and then also we will add decorations on the edges, and there will be a solution to add the components at the top and the bottom. So let's get started, ladies. So first of all, we are going to create the right angle weave. We start with a 4mm bicone and the 4mm fire polished bead. For the first section, we pick up a bicone bead and 3 fire polished beads. Please make sure that you don't pull the fire line through the edge of the bicon, but you pull it in a way that it runs through smoothly, not as smoothly as I demonstrated, pulling through the whole thread. You should leave a tail thread of 10 to 12 centimeters, 5-6 inches. My personal preference is to reinforce the thread path. So I bead through all 4 beads one more time. And now, when I pull everything nice and neat together, I see a square where one side is the bicon, 3 sides are the fire polished beads. Again, my personal preference is that I tie 2 knots at the beginning, and that helps me to keep the unit sturdy. Now I get in position for the next right angle weave unit. So I bead through the bicon and 2 of the fire polished beads. Now I will create another square. This fire polished bead is part of the first square, but it will also be part of the second. So I need only 3 fire polished beads to complete the second square. After picking up the 3 new fire polished beads, I bead through the fire polished bead that is part of both squares, and then I get in position by beading through 2 more. I want to finish this part by exiting the fire polished bead that is the furthest away from the bicon. I need altogether 5 squares. The first one and the last one will have a bicon bead. The 3 in between are all made from fire polished beads only. So now I pick up 3 more fire polished beads and I do the same. I bead through the fire polished bead that I was just exiting, and then I get in position for the next one by beading through 2 more. By the way, I know that right angle weave can be challenging for us beaders. And that's why it just came to my mind, by the way. So I hope to look this up very, very fast. We actually have, I wrote a few years ago an ebook focusing on right angle weave, cubic right angle weave, and prismatic right angle weave. And if you are just starting out with this beading stitch, which is a very, very useful one to master, or you have already done some designs, but you want to like really engrave it in your mind, in your hands, in your fingertips, then I recommend looking into the From Row to Crow and Pro ebook. It brings you 12 different projects, 12 jewels to guide you playfully through this sometimes challenging learning process. And if you already have it, then actually, if I left the link in the comment, and if you would like to leave a review, if you have time for a review, then I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But now back to my base. So I pick up 3 more fire polished beads and I create the 4th square. Sharon says, and Molly also says, that they have trouble downloading the tutorial. Aniko, would you please be so kind to check it one more time? Thank you so much. I know that you are here with me. Or Sophie, you can also check it, my dear colleagues. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 squares ready. And now I can bead the 5th square. Thank you so much, Lita. I can bead the 5th square, so it means that I pick up a fire polished bead, a bicone, and another fire polished bead. And then I bead through the one I was exiting before picking up the beads for this last new sequence, and I want to get in position for the next step by beading until exiting the bicone bead. So this is how my base looks like. Aniko says that, as always, of course, she's so good with this. She has tested the tutorial, but she will double check it again. Thank you so much. Kim also says that she does not get the email. Corinne and Ariana have it. So let's switch to step 2. In step 2, we are beading through the beads on the edge of this rectangle that we have created. And we are going to add the 8 pieces of diamond beads in between the fire polished ones. So here, 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 and here, and in the same positions in the top row. So first, I turn to the left by beading through the first fire polished bead. I pick up a diamond. I quickly look at the second hole to make sure that it is not clogged. And again, I pick up a diamond and bead through the next fire polished bead. Third diamond. Fourth diamond. Now I bead through a bicone and a fire polished bead. And now that I am in the top row, I can also add the diamond beads here in between the fire polished beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay, diamond beads in place. And then I want to get in position for the next step by beading through bicone, fire polished bead, and both holes of the first diamond. So this is how it looks like. Oh, Tita says, I didn't get the email too, but I used the second email address and it worked. Sometimes some email providers, Yahoo is notorious for it, flag Beadingschool emails and they don't deliver it, so that might be a problem. So if you have another email address, please try that. Thank you, dear Aniko. And now, step 3. How are you doing, ladies? We are going to add now lots of 4mm bicone beads. 4 more to be precise, and also all 6 crescents. I still can't pronounce it. I have problems with some words that I need to pronounce regularly. No matter that I put all my attention into it, but it just somehow rolls off my tongue in a weird way, crescent, and it doesn't feel right for some reason. So I'm sorry. So what is important in this step, you will also need, by the way, a little bit of size 15 seed beads, that we bend carefully. Everything is done carefully in beadwork. We will bend the diamond beads towards the middle of this little caterpillar that we are creating. So the second open holes will get closer to the middle of the caterpillar, and the whole structure will become 3D, super structured, super textured. I love it, Aniko. Like kind of like this. So yeah, Molly says that she got it, but with a delay. Aniko has the same. Crescent. Anna says, maybe think of it as crescent. Is it better, Anna? I am very grateful for any feedback, by the way, on my pronunciation and beyond. Crescent. Anyway, I'm starting out from the hole of the diamond, and I pick up a 4mm bicone and a size 15 seed bead. I bead through the bicone on the ends, and I carefully pull everything together. I pick up size 15 and 4mm bicone, and then I bead through the open hole of the diamond on the opposite side. Now I fill in pairs of crescents, always taking a peek at the second holes. Crescents tend to have clogged holes, by the way. And then I bead through the open hole of the next diamond. So I will always fill in a pair of croissant beads. Lita, I love it so much more than crescent. Croissant beads. I'm so in love with cheese croissants. Oh, that's a guilty pleasure of mine. Best with a big latte or cappuccino or whatever, but give me a cheese croissant or two. Anyway, another pair of crescents to fill in between the diamond beads. And then a third pair. I bead through the open hole of the last diamond on this side. And then it's time again for the bicone and size 15. And I bead through the bicone in the end. Now, size 15 and bicone, and I bead through the diamond of the open hole, through the open hole of the first diamond on this side. Oh, and we have some very good input from Aniko. She says, I have experimented with a bracelet, but the base was a bit too rigid for it. You can try a bangle with 3mm fire polished instead of 4 to have a natural curve. A segmented bracelet, as suggested by Lita, would be a safe try, I think. Thank you so much, Aniko. And now, instead of adding more croissant beads, I bead between the diamonds through the open holes of the already acted crescents. Susan is recommending also a pairing of cheese croissants and red wine. Oh, I think that would be lovely. However, I switched to non-alcoholic wine quite some time ago, and it doesn't taste well. It made me switch to no wine at all. But yeah, I think it would be a very good wine pairing. Anyway, I am beading through the last pair of crescents and then getting in position for the next step by beading through diamond, bicone, size 15, and bicone. Anna says, what if they were fuchsia crescents? Ah, that's like too much. That's too much for me, Anna. I'm focusing on my little caterpillar radar here. Isn't it like a little absolutely cute caterpillar? I hope, Aniko, that you don't mind me calling this a caterpillar, but it is just so insanely cute. And I think I have to play with it a little bit at this point. I'm sorry for the distraction. I hope everyone will forgive me, but it's just so insanely cute. And Belinda says, I wasn't expecting it to be so sturdy. It's so sturdy. It's a super good design, Aniko. So well done. So back to, treating it as beadwork and not as a super cute caterpillar. Step 4. And now we are framing the whole motif with some more beads. And that means that I'm exiting here the bicone that is you're making fun of me, ladies. I like it. So anyway, oh, and thank you so much for the compliment for my English, dear Anna. I hope that it does not feel like bending your king's language too much. I love the company, by the way, that you are so accepting and lovely and funny, and this is really such a highlight of the day. Anyway, caterpillar. So exiting the bicone, I pick up a size 15 and I bead through a fire polished bead and a diamond. And now I am adding the legs of the caterpillar in between the first or bottom holes of the diamond beads. So the ones that we used as second holes, they became kind of like part of the roof. And now we are going back to the foundation and we are creating legs. The legs consist of 3mm Preciosa bicones and size 11 Miyuki seed beads. So exiting a diamond, then I pick up 3mm bicone, size 11 3mm bicone, and then I bead through the next diamond hole in same position at the bottom. And then 2 more of these So 3mm bicone, size 11, 3mm bicone, diamond bead. Here you need to be a little bit careful. And then again, 3mm bicone, size 11, 3mm bicone, and through diamond, the last one, fire polished bead, then picking up a size 15 through the bicone, another size 15 through the fire polished bead and the diamond, and again 3 more legs of the caterpillar consisting of small bicone, size 11, small bicone, and through the diamond bead. Aniko says, by the way, that yes, I saw a caterpillar too when you showed the new designs and had to think of the dream of Sibylla. Indeed, it has something of dream of Sibylla. Of course, the colors are not the same, but similar. And Aniko wants to make a green one that is more like a real caterpillar. That will be so fun. So, after adding the last little leg of this cutie, I bead through diamond bead, (4mm fire polished bead, then I pick up a size 15 and I bead through a bicone that is part of the row section. So this is how the caterpillar looks like at the moment. In step 5, we are going to add the drop. Mine is a bit different because I used a charm. So if you are using Aniko's drop, then you can follow her illustration. But I will show you in the meantime how I added the charm because it has a different orientation of the hole. So I needed to play a little bit of tricks to make this variation. So to do that, and then you can decide which one you follow, Aniko's illustration or my variation. So to do that, I bead through a size 15 after the bicone, and I first create the edging around the bicone bead. To do that, I pick up 3 pieces of size 15s, a size 11, and 3 more pieces of size 15s. Then I bead through the size 15 that was before the bicone. I repeat the thread path, but skip the size 11 in between to make this pointier. I bead again through the size 15 after the bicone. And now I bead back to the size 11 where I want to attach the charm. Where is my charm? Charm me, someone, please, and make me find the sword. Ah, I have it. So, to attach the sword or dagger, I pick up 3 pieces of size 15s. I still have a fruit fly infestation. If everyone has a trick to get rid of them, and I'm just mentioning that because you might see some of them now flying over my bead mat. So if someone has a trick how to get rid of them without the ugly, sticky, brown, disgusting papers, please let me know. So anyway, and they are not coming from fruits, they are coming from plant pots from the ground that I bought. Anyway, back to this. Exiting the size 11, I picked up 3 size 15s, the dagger, and 3 more size 15s. And then I bead in the opposite direction through the size 11. I want to make sure that the dagger will face the front. Made the mistake before of not taking care of it. And now I repeat the thread path. So now my thread is hanging from left to right. I bead through the 3 size 15s on the front, the dagger front to back, the 3 pieces of size 15s on the back of the dagger, size 11 from right to left, then size 15s towards the motif, size 15, bicon, size 15, and I do have the dagger in place. And Kim says, sprinkle cinnamon on the top of your dirt. Oh my, Kim, thank you. I will do that right away after the broadcast. And Kim also says, also make a trap with a shallow bowl that is wide with apple cider vinegar and a drop of dish soap. They love it. Thank you, Kim. I mixed a bit of apple cider vinegar and oil, I think. I remembered something that might work, and it does not work at all, but I will try the clear apple cider with the dish soap. Like literally, we had a meeting with Aniko and Susie, and then one of them, it flew into my mouth and I started to cough and I had to leave the meeting. So that is like way too much. I'm not that patient. But anyway, now the final move to make the caterpillar perfect is to move to the top of the motif. And to make the legs pointier. So I bead through a fire polished bead, a diamond, and then I repeat the thread path while skipping the size 11s in between the bicons. So the legs become pointier. And then at the top, I create a hanger part in the same way as I did before. You can follow Aniko's instruction or my explanation. And then on the other side the same, skipping the size 11s, and that's it. This is also such a cute and fast design. I really appreciate that Aniko made it for us and shared the tutorial for us. Ariana has another tip for me. I will experiment with them all. I am fed up by now. I'm a vegetarian, I'm a pacifist, generally, I meditate nearly every day, I do yoga, but I'm fed up. They must go. And at this moment, I do not mind the blood, the bloodshed. So, ladies, now that we are at the end of today's video, please keep all kinds of questions coming regarding this design or anything else that comes to your mind. I will quickly switch back to my face camera so I can say a proper goodbye to you. And in the meantime, please add your questions that you would like to ask or anything that comes to your mind. See you in a little bit. So thank you so much, ladies, for your patience. I hope you can see me and hear me again. Oh, Ariana is suggesting trying spiders. No way. No way. If I would have to choose like spiders or fruit flies, I would totally go for the fruit flies and keep swallowing them during meetings. No. And now you've learned about one of my vulnerabilities. Sharon has a very good question. Was the way you attached the charm different than the usual way you instruct for attaching drops with different facing attachment holes? No, dear Sharon, it was the same, only the part around the bicone that was different compared to Aniko's variation, but otherwise it's the same. And Marta suggests also thinking about a brooch. That would also be great, I think. Ooh, Terry also has an idea for me. Oh, I will have a massacre here in many, many different ways. Like, this is going on for quite some time. I'm really fed up. You can see that, I think. And Amanda says, hi, Amanda. I realized today that you must be logged in on the website in order to download the tutorial for No One Has to Be Done. I actually did not know that. Sorry. And Kim had a fun time with Ariana. That's so good to hear. Ariana enjoyed beading together. Ooh, and Jessica says, for the first time I stayed ahead with beading the tutorial. Only took about 5 years. Thank you, Erika and Aniko. Well, Jessica, I'm talking so much today. Somehow I am so giggly and just in a good mood. Okay, I'm mostly in a good mood, but today I'm also giggly and I'm talking a lot. Sorry. I gave you a head start, but also you are doing very, very, very well, Jessica, and that's amazing accomplishment. It is all yours. And yeah, do you ladies have any other questions? I would like to remind you that we have a lunch break coming up with Melinda this time. That's so nice. So lunch break on the 21st of February, that's Saturday, at 7 p.m. Central European Time, 1 p.m. New York City, 10 a.m. California, or 7 a.m. New Zealand Fay time. And this is a community event for our Beadingschool Academy students, and Melinda is really looking forward to chatting and beading with you all. And otherwise, now we have the Noman category available for everyone. So ladies, the factory is indeed shutting down, and we grabbed everything we could. And we are still going to upload probably some new stuff during Advent, but from the products that you see now, according to my knowledge, this is what we could get. So if you like something, go for it, ladies. So anyway, Molly will have her birthday during lunch break. Then a very, very happy early birthday, dear Molly. And ladies who go for lunch break, happy celebrating together. Don't forget to congratulate Molly on Saturday. And Terry loves the spacers included in the boxes this time. I am so, so incredibly happy that you like them. So lovely ladies, thank you so much for your company today. Thank you so much for enduring my caterpillar, fruit fly, and pronunciation related jokes. I had a lot more in my head, but I didn't dare to say. I need to gather more courage. Anyway, thank you so much for today. Have a very nice rest of the day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. Happy beading. And see you next week at Coffee Time with Erika. Bye bye.